Everyone seems to love Cassidy. He has a really high pick rate, non-hit scan players play him, non-DPS players play him, and I play him. Why is this? Why is Cassidy so much more popular than every other hit scan? And why is he so beloved in general? Today, I'm going to take a look at the 4 main reasons for Cassidy's insane popularity. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe for more just like this. But for now, let's get on with the first reason. He's a freaking cowboy. I mean, who doesn't love cowboys? He is literally the cowboy character. Everyone loves westerns, everyone loves cowboys, everyone loves Clint Eastwood. We have Cassidy, so everyone likes Cassidy. I mean, like, seriously, think about it. It's one of the top archetypes that people like. You know, you got like ninja, cowboy, pirate. One of the ones people think of firstly. Any Red Dead fan will just play Cassidy. Also, everyone knows cowboys, so he's an instantly recognizable character to anyone that just downloads Overwatch. You see it and you go, oh, that guy's a cowboy. I like cowboy. I play the cowboy. You know, it's a very, very simple process and equation in the mind. The same exact thing applies to Genji. It's why Genji is also so popular. I like ninjas. Ninjas are cool. This guy is the ninja. Okay, I'm going to play the ninja. It's so simple. It's just how it works. Simple ideas usually just do very well because they're recognizable and people like these things. On that note, I'm actually shocked there's not like a pirate character. I think that would do really, really well. Just like a swashbuckler. Like, wouldn't that just do quite well? Am I crazy? I'd play that. Another thing that's very useful about his aesthetic being top-notch and his visual design being great is that he kind of looks like what he does. He's not one of those characters you click on thinking they're going to be really cool, and then the way they play is a bit like, oh, never mind, I don't really like that at all. You play him and you go, if you clicked on Cassidy and you were expecting anything else, I don't actually know what you were expecting when you looked at the cowboy character. A dodge roll, a flashbang, and a gun. He shoots people. That, like, what else was he going to use? Like a rifle? Was he going to snipe people? A sword? Like, I think he literally looks exactly like what he does. And also, when we're bringing up the other hit scan argument about how he's more popular than other ones, he is more visually interesting than the rest of the hit scans. The only one that compares is Ashe, because Ashe is like the counterpart, because she's a cowgirl instead of a cowboy. But still, I think the cowboy idea is more recognizable, because that is more popular in media, I feel like, than the typical cowgirl. But, you know, that's at least my exposure. But also, then when we compare it to Soldier and Sojourn, yes, Soldier is the typical, like, COD-style character, but again, he's not recognizable in that sense. He's just kind of boring. He's just like an old man. You look at him and you go, oh, it's just an old dude. You see Sojourn and it's like, oh, it's just some woman. I mean, yeah, there's cyborg, but when we're taking, like, just the headshot and just the art, right, it's like, oh, it's just a character. And then Widowmaker's, like really appeals to a specific audience of boys, but that's a different argument entirely. Anyway, so aesthetic is very popular. Anyway, aesthetic is very, very important. I think it's a big reason of why people play Cassidy. I personally get a lot of enjoyment out of him because I know I'm playing a cowboy. I genuinely think if you put this kit on a less cool character, I think less people would play him. I legitimately think this is one of the big reasons. It goes a long way. People love visual design. It's very, very important. Some people will prefer visual design to the actual hero design. It is crazy. People play characters just because they visually are cool. A lot of Mercy players are not actually the biggest fan of her kit. They just like flying around as like an angel medic, and they like that idea, and so they play it. Okay, moving on. Simplicity is very important. I mentioned it even earlier, and I've mentioned it throughout hero discussions. The simpler you can make a kit while keeping it interesting, the better the character you're going to have. Cassidy might be the simplest character in the game. You roll, you have a grenade, and you shoot. That's really it. He's just a guy that shoots things. People can be drawn to simple kits because they're easy to understand, it's easy to pick up, and he's fun. So he's simple and fun, so he's basically like, oh, that guy's simple, and he has the enjoyment to batch it. It's not just Soldier, where it's like, oh, I get Soldier, but he's not fun. That's simple and fun. He has a very, very, very simple gameplay loop. You shoot things, and they die. That is it. I mean, like, a lot of characters are like that, obviously, but everyone has a bit more nuance and depth sometimes. But Cassidy he just walks around and shoots things. I think I could play Cassidy without my abilities, and I would probably just, I mean, I'd be a little worse, but I still think I'd be I'd be able to win a game quite easily. He's not like he needs them that badly. They're just kind of cool little tools and extras. There isn't a single complicated part of his kit. He doesn't even have like a difficult ult. None of his cooldowns really have much heck or depth to them. And now this sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm actually celebrating the fact that such a simple character exists and it is so effective. Like, I like the complicated Echo character and like having a bunch of abilities like Echo, Farah, Sombras, and even like Tracer's got a simple kit, but it's got a lot more to it. But Cassidy, I love that character. He's just a straight line guy. Anyone could have created this guy, but it just works. It just works. It just does. And I think that's why so many people play it, because it can appeal to such a wide audience of players, and it works. He also has a lot of room where you can get better mechanically without sacrificing the ease of the character. I think he's a very easy character. He needs a lot of mechanics though at a higher level. There is a lot to learn with him. You can still learn the game through him and still get better. It's not like a Moira where you're kind of handicapping yourself. You play Moira, you try anything else, and you find the game difficult. Cassidy, you could play Cassidy for your first 50 hours, and then another character might be more difficult, but you will pick them up a lot easier because you have a lot of mechanical and position skill that Cassidy had. But a first timer playing Cassidy is not going to struggle. Like, legitimately, even if you're not a DPS player, you'll probably know how to play this guy. Like, if you've played support and you've played one that shoots things, you'll be okay. Yeah, I think simplicity goes a really long way. I think it's a very big part. Just having a simple kit appeals massively, but then the fact that his kit also requires some mechanics, you've then got a simple kit that can just be learned from bronze to champ. Now, I think this point is a little weaker than the other ones, but I still think it's a very important part about why you would enjoy a character, because I think there are in games characters similar, but they're less satisfying than Cassidy, and I think that goes a long way into why some people enjoy different characters. Hitting headshots on Cassidy is so much more satisfying than other hit scans. Even, like, okay, maybe Widow does beat it, but like, even like Ashe, someone who basically also 2-taps, just a different range, for some reason, that headshot feels so much less fun to hit, and I don't actually know why. I think it's maybe something to do with the fact that she's aiming more, like it's less of a, it feels less flashy than Cassidy does. Like when you hit like a double dink on a Cass, you're like, oh yeah, I'm him, you know, I'm the best to ever exist. But Ashe is like, whatever, that's just what Ashe does. I think also being like a revolver that just has this great sound effect and feel, and the reload, it feels like a good gun to shoot. You just like shooting as Cassidy. It's just something to be said. I mean, people walk around in the training range and just shoot bots as him while talking. So, he is just fun. It's just, and satisfying to play. I mean, I don't know how many people are doing this, but the role, being able to reload, actually, I think, secretly makes it more satisfying because it can give you the impression that you don't have as much downtime. Because you can reload. You don't have as much downtime. So you don't have to sit there reloading. But also, you can hit some pretty cool clips because you can dink, 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 roll, dink, dink, dink. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a cool like pattern there that's really, really satisfying when you hit it. And you know you can do it and you work towards it, and so it's satisfying when you get close. It's like when people get like double dashes on Genji. It's like, I know I can do this. I've just got to get the right opportunity and hit the things to do it. And it becomes really satisfying. There is something to be said about a satisfying kit being very, very important. I think characters like Tracer and Genji are also satisfying. I think these characters reward a lot of skill, and so become satisfying. Same with Cassidy, you know, you feel very mechanical, even if it's easier than other ones, you can feel mechanically very, very good on that character, and I think that works very well for him. Anyway, I'll move on to the next point because this is just a smaller one. Cassidy's legacy. I think he has a massive legacy. He's been around for ages. He is one of the launch heroes, right? He's been there since day one, and he's been known as the cowboy, and he's been known as this gunslinger, and he is just cool, and he's been there for so long. What this means with popularity is that obviously older characters aren't always more popular. You've got Kiriko and Juno, for example, but older characters are able to build up a bit more of a familiarity, so people of other roles and other heroes kind of understand Cassidy, and so they play him subtly. which kind of almost boosts his stats. Like, think about this. If everyone's secondary hero was Cassidy, his pick rate is really high. Most people with the popular characters, like I mentioned Kiriko and Juno, are Kiriko, Juno, Mercy players. They very rarely, unless you're like a good player and you specialize in all these different characters, have them secondary thirdly. You might, but still. Because Cassidy is a character that every DPS player just has in his, like, your arsenal. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, I can play, for instance, I play a bit of Tracer, Sombra, Cassidy. Like, that's just kind of my three, and then I have, like, Mei and maybe in there. He's also just a very recognizable hero. I think even outside of Overwatch's community, I think people know who Cassidy is. I mean, they might call him by that other name that is no longer available. But people will know this character outside of Overwatch, and I think that does work very well because that could draw people in. People might see him and start playing the game because of him. And so he, again, gets more popular because of that. There's also kind of a small point. I don't think this is massively boosting his popularity, but I think it helps show some of it. He is the first page of the comic, and I have it for an example, right? I have the Overwatch comic. I quite enjoy some comics and graphic novels, right? Like when you open up for the very first time, this is what you see, right? That's Cassidy. That's him on a train shooting people. That's the first thing you see. You instantly go, oh hell yeah! I'm telling you, I saw that, I read this, and I wanted to play Cassidy. I don't know how many people have read all the comics, but I think a lot of people have seen Train Hopper because it's the first one. But I think a lot of people read Train Hopper. I mean, yeah, that's a whatever point, I know, but like, I do think it is fun to know that he actually is the first one on, at least, maybe, I don't know if he was the first one made. I assume that's in chronological order. That's one of the volumes of all of them, the anthologies. Another point about Cassidy is that he also never feels outdated. He is not a dated character. His kit is kind of an eternal kit. Like, this character would have existed now anyway. So that means even though he's old and has been around for ages, and people played him since then now, and he's barely even changed, he still feels fresh and great to play. Anyway, that was Cassidy. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a bit more of an insight to why people enjoy Cassidy. I think he is a fun character, very popular, he has really high pick rates, and he's great. He's a great character. If you've never played him, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about, anything cool. And yeah, we're just trying stuff over here. We're just trying things. This is a very similar video to what I've done in the past, but I hope everything goes well. Enjoy the rest of the day. Peace and love.